Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like 8 o'clock, and I'm at the life coach's house today. That's why I don't have my tie on and everything. It's casual time here. Get all meditated up and Nutella baths to be able to get ready for the summer series that I'm going to be doing up here right away, where I'm going to go through every team, what their summer is going to look like, and what I think they should be doing, what I think they will do. I do it every year. Now, you know that because you've been watching it for like 20 years straight, right? So I don't need to tell you that, but I'm going to be doing it soon. But today, what I'm going to be doing today is talking about the lottery draft that happened last night, or whenever. If this is 3 days later, then it happened 3 days ago. Whenever it happened for you, boys and girls. I want to talk about how it's going to affect each team in the top five. I'm just going to go to the top five because I'm going to do a lot of draft stuff. The draft is my favorite day in the land. I love the draft. I like it better than free agent day. I even like it better than trade deadline day. I just love the draft. I study up on the players. I watch junior games, so I can know which. And I'm fairly accurate on which guys make the playoffs and which don't. But let's start off with the Buffalo Sabres. Can we give the Buffalo Sabres some love here, because they have gone through a whole lot of shit. All right, from an egomaniacal general manager that just he actually made a good move with the Kane move, but probably at the wrong time. And I don't know. He brought in a energy to that team that was really ugly, and now you have. Fortunately, they've changed things around. I still going to like what Phil Housley is going to do there, and I forgot his name now. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I like their general manager as well, and when his name comes up to me, I'll Botterill. And then they lose all these. They get shitty luck at the draft, but now, which isn't that bad. They got Jack Eichel, but this one, getting Dahlin. How does it affect their lineup right now? Basically, it moves them up probably 5 positions in the standings. I'm serious. It's that much. Their defense was extremely poor. Last year, I gave Phil Housley a little too much credit that he was going to be able to take the Jake McCabe's and Nathan Boileaus and turn them around and make them almost into a playoff team. But Dahlin, now, you get a lot of hype. Is he a generational player or not? The fact that you're even questioning that he's a generational player or not tells you that it's going to be special. He's got definitely, he will definitely play on their top 4, no doubt about it. Likely play, supplant Marco Scandala on the number 2 spot beside Ristolainen. He's not just a great skater, great passer. In the likes, people compared him to Hedman. I actually compare him more to Doughty. And I don't just compare him to Doughty in the sense of the way he plays. I think he could be as good as Doughty for sure, or even better. I think he even has a chance to be better because he seems to have more of a mean streak to him, if you can believe that, and more of it's not really size and height, but in stature and strength. He is so strong for his young age. He's going to be special, and he's going to change the fortunes of that Buffalo Sabres team immediately. They all of a sudden become a team that's looking much more like a playoff team, and good for them. You know why? Because the fans in Buffalo, since I started doing these videos, are freaking amazing. Not just for hockey, for all sports. They don't even have a basketball team, and they are like, if you look at the ratings on a basketball, on the playoffs, they're like number 4 or 5, Buffalo Sabres. So for people that love sports as much as they do, kudos to them. I hope it works out for them. Next was the Carolina Hurricanes jumped up. This is enormous, not just for the team, but for the league. A lot of people. I just had a discussion with somebody who I go do hookah with. If you know what that is, look it up. And he talked about how the Carolina should be right out of the league and nobody goes there. We need that market so bad. That inner, not hockey, not winter sport related market for the NHL to really thrive and become anywhere near what the NBA and NFL is. This market's got to live. You can get away with Arizona because you got Las Vegas in there now. But the Carolina Hurricanes are like the gold. They need them really, really bad. And getting Svechnikov for this market is fantastic. And it's not exactly what they need. They really need a center really bad. Jordan Stahl, Victor Rask, and Derek Ryan just ain't going to cut it. At the very least, they're going to need depth. There's not much on the free agent market except for maybe Stastny and shit. Yeah, I'd go for him if you can get him. But really, they need a scorer on this team. And Svechnikov he scored almost a goal a game in junior, which is very rare that happens. And when that happens, you have players that do score almost a goal a game in junior. They almost always turn into 30 to 40 goal scorers. A 40 goal scorer. Where do we compare Svechnikov to? I'm trying to. I can't, like, right off the top of my head. Basically, any guy who's playing the wing that can score 30, 40 goals. That is a pure shooter. That's what he is. He's a pure shooter. He's an underrated pass. Phil Kessel maybe is a good example. Something like that. And I mean, that's huge for a team. Like, he can slot in right now, in behind Teuvo Teravainen till he beats him out of that role, and they can send Justin Williams off and focus on getting a number one center. Sebastian Aho and Jeff Skinner, they're talking about trading Jeff Skinner. I think that's just to see if they can find a center. I wouldn't. I'd find a center through the free agent market, and all of a sudden you've got a decent top two lines here. You talk about their defense with Carolina, where they have a lot of young defensemen. They do, but I wouldn't want to trade any of them, honestly. They got a solid D as it is. Maybe Justin Falk, if you can get a number one center for him, or like package him with Skinner, but that's a lot of salary to try to go. That's basically the only player. I wouldn't trade any of their young defensemen at all. They're hard to find. There's you're gonna just have to replace them anyways, so I wouldn't go that direction. The Montreal Canadiens this is interesting. I think that the Montreal Canadiens with this pick are likely going to go with Tkachuk. I don't think they're going to go with Zadina. The thing is, it wasn't necessarily their best thing they need. Pacioretty's gone this summer. Forget about it. Don't even think about it. He's already decided he's going to Florida apparently after next year. So they're going to trade him off. Hopefully get a center, because they need a center really bad. Drouin is not the answer. But this is a rebuilding team, and the reason why I say Tkachuk is because if Bergevin's going to be there, all signs have shown that he goes for the tough, hard-nosed, old-school type guy, and Tkachuk is that guy. He's not going to score as much as Zadina, but he's going to give you that tough-to-play-for type thing that he always talks about, which isn't working very well, but as long as he's there, that's likely who he's going to pick. They need him. They need everybody. Geez, they could use anybody. The Ottawa Senators with their... let me go down here a bit. Ottawa Senators then would get Zadina. They really need defensemen more. I would take... If Montreal happens to take Zadina and Tkachuk and Boqvist are available, I take Boqvist here if I'm Ottawa, because I think they're about equal to their position, and they need defensemen really bad. After they get rid of Carlson, trade Carlson, which I'm sure they're going to replace some D with him a little bit. You got Thomas Chabot and really not much more as far as young players are concerned coming up. It is the desperate need on that organization. You can survive with your forwards, but defense is definitely needed. As far as Phoenix, poor Phoenix, Arizona, I should say, they're going to have to pick a defenseman here probably, and it's not what they need, but it's the best player available. They might go with Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom is actually a player that is kind of an X factor here. He's kind of shot up and kept on going up and up and up and up. He plays a fantastic two-way game. Right now, he looks like a guy like Filppula, maybe, something like that. But he could have a lot more offensive upside. If Arizona finds him to have the offensive upside that a lot of other general managers and scouts think he does, they're going to take him here because they really need to make sure that they've got a strong center position. And so far, their draft picks, like for instance Strome, are not making it feel like they're for sure in that area, and they don't need defensemen at all. They really don't. So that's my full 42%, boys and girls. Hit the bell. I went long here, but you love it, right? Hit the bell, subscribe, get yourself a Vataheimys and a my NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace. If you don't know what I mean by Vataheimys, look at my other videos and I'll tell you all about it. Have a great day. Lots of love to ya.